Alright, viewers, welcome to this tutorial in the Ka-50. Today we're covering how to use the Vikhrs with the Vikhrs. So let's get to it. So first things first, you want to make sure your weapon's turned on, your laser's turned on, it starts to training, laser on there. Now we'll press the, let's see what the keybind's called. The keybind is called Weapon Selector All Stations. You also have inboard and outboard stations. You'll want the outboard stations for your Vikhrs. So that's your inboard, outboard, there we go. You can set either manual or auto. I'd recommend for these auto, short, medium, or long burst. If you set it to long, you can fire multiple missiles at once. I'm just going to say set to short for one missile, and everything else doesn't matter. So we'll now uncage the Vikhrs with the uncage button. There you know, it's on the ball set helicopter. If we come over here and then flick on the HMS switch, now we can slave the Vikhrs to our HMS, so we'll hold the cage in cage. Now it's looking at our target. We'll use the Vikhrs zoom in. The actual name of that keybind, for those interested, is Vikhrs narrow view 23 times, and then to zoom out is wide view 7 times. So see our targets, importantly the Vikhrs is a TV sensor, not an IR sensor, so the view can be quite hard to distinguish. We'll narrow the target size box, and we'll slew the Vikhrs around to lock onto our target. Okay, target locked. Now what we can do to make our life easier is we can set the auto turn. This will automatically turn the helicopter to look where the Vikhrs is looking and put us in launch parameters for the Vikhrs. Like the attacker on the Mi-24, the Vikhrs is a beam riding missile, so you need to launch it basically into the laser, otherwise it doesn't work. So now we can hold the weapon release after flicking the master arms on. Master arm is confirmed with the C Cyrillic letter, whatever that means. So we'll fire the missile. Your Vikhrs have a range of about 9 to 10 kilometers-ish, so we're well within range, as shown by the ranging queue being in. So let's fire. Weapon away. You can see it going in there, following the laser. Next missile we fire, I'll launch it in the long barrel, so we can fire 2 at once. Usually for an MBT you want to fire 2 at once, because they don't do a ton of damage, these missiles, so it's always good to fire 2. Okay, so I fired 2 at this guy. I'll hold it down, it should fire 2. Well, again, auto turn should bring us over to the target. Yeah, so we fired 2 at once there, and they'll both hit the target. Now, Vikhrs also have an air-to-air mode, which I'll try to show the air-to-air mode shortly. If I can find there's a helicopter somewhere in the area, so I'll find that. Yes, we just passed them, so let's try and find him. Okay, lock. Now if we set, yes, it's in air-to-air mode. Then, let me just do a check, because I believe this is all we need. Yeah, so now it should be in air-to-air mode, I think, for the Vikhrs, so let's try it now. Okay, there we go, missile fired, so now that should crack the target. And in theory it should proxy fuse, I'm not sure it will though. I might have said it wrong, I don't know. Honestly, this is such like a niche use case of the Vikhrs, it's not that... okay, so yeah, it tried to proxy I think, let's get a bit closer. So I'll just turn off some of the autopilot so this will kind of fly a bit forwards. Oh, there's a train that's going. I've noticed that in Nevada before. That's nice. Okay, the heli is now hot onto us, so we'll be able to get a bit closer to launch. Yeah, that's a bit. That looks a bit better. Oh no, man, that looks awful. Okay. Okay, no, okay, we can fine now. Okay, let's fire. Okay, these should go in a hit now. Maybe proxy fuse if we're lucky. Okay, they both hit. I'm not sure if they proxy fuse, but they at least hit. So anyway, that is how you use the Vikhrs and the Ka-50. That'll be for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Ka-51 signing off.